because we can get him back in. But field looks to be very spaced out already. As Craig leading for Lofty. Lofty's actually managed to get himself in between Craig and Bean, which could be crucial going into the early stages of the race. SBH 4.5 seconds down the road, so the top three are really just kind of pulling away, looking like Gareth and Crafty already picked up a penalty. I'm assuming that will be for track limits, but we train for third. We train for the lead, we train for fifth, even though it's fourth. It's no worries. It's really hard to see when you've ticked your box. Like, can you just like say something just so the stream can see if they hear you properly? Because we had an issue with that last night, I think.
Can you guys hear me?
I'll like a bit more than that. Just like kind of like if you can hear Jody, let us know. If you can't, also please let us know so we can act on that and we can try and get that fixed when we possibly can. But it is Russell that's leading. You can't hear yourself, you tick the box?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so hang on a sec.
I'll like say like a good lengthy sentence.
No, I'm in.
So you can hear yourself, right?
Good.
That's fine. Smashing.
Bean's just got past Lofty, by the way.
And Bean has just got by Lofty there on the straight into turn one. I'm going to have like a wee quick race rundown just to kind of feed the information to the viewers. It is Craig leading for Bean. Russell, it says Russell is leading, but Russell's at the back of the field. That's just due to him having that glitch at the start where he did disconnect and join at the very inopportune time. So it is Craig for Bean for Lofty. That's your top three. It is SBH leading the battle for P4 between himself, Crafty and Gareth. This is for P4. You've got Maxwell running his own racing P8, and then there's a train with Scott, Sprightly, Steve-O, Dodgy, Grumpy Orange and Dingle Dolphin, everybody else all in that midfield.
Sprightly and Scott side by side.
Sprightly going on the outside, Scott's touched his side pod, Sprightly goes a wee bit wide. Sprightly's going to take a tight line into the final sector stadium section, and Sprightly manages to get the place, but Scott is going to have the DRS.
Scott is damaged.
Does he?
Must have. That's why he was struggling. He looked like he was a bit wide in the S's, and then obviously he ran wide, and then Sprightly had to go, and that's probably why he understeered into him. But he's going to come back at Sprightly, yeah.
Oh, and talking about coming, we've got Scott running around the outside of Sprightly, we've got Scott going around the outside of Sprightly, we've got Dodgy getting up the inside of Steve-O, Sprightly's holding it round turn 2 and 3, Scott's gone for the undercut there, Steve-O just keeping Dodgy at bay, Dodgy gets a bit out of shape there on the exit of turn 3, and that's allowed Grumpy Orange to get right up behind him in the slipstream into turn 4, Dingle Dolphin feeding into P14 there as well, so this train for the final end of the points really starting to heat up. And really where our main focus is going to be is we see Lofty picking up a penalty. They will try and avoid the penalties as much as we possibly can to try and build the suspense. As Dodgy's got up the inside of Steve-O, and that's quite close there. Steve-O's looking really out of shape through the S's, and that's Sprightly. Sprightly's off, and Steve-O just getting out of shape through the S's is pushing Dodgy into Grumpy Orange, so the McLaren's just one's getting out of shape, and it's
Dingle
really...
Dolphin as well is joining on the act.
And
Steve-O. Oh my word, I thought he was round then.
Oh, and Grumpy Orange. They're all really close. Dodgy's going to go around the outside. Steve-O's coming in, so Steve-O's gone for an undercut just to get his SLR. They worn boots, and it's going to be Grumpy Orange in the slipstream of the racing point, didn't he? Turn 1, but Dodgy's going to have DRS, and he's opting to no go for the slipstream with the Ferrari in front, as Scott has been the one piercing the hole through the air, looks up into turn 1. You can see it on the Ferrari and on the racing point as well. Grumpy Orange getting a really nice run. Oh, and Dodgy out of shape once again on turn 3, and that's really compromised Grumpy Orange, and Dodgy's getting him a squeeze, and Dodgy's looking up. Dodgy really looking out of shape here. I don't know how the start was, which is a great shame, but Dodgy already up 10 places. He really looks to be the standout so far for what I'm seeing. Looking at position changes, Dodgy's up 10, Grumpy Orange is up 7, Russell is up 15, but that is a blatant lie, and that's just a poor graphical glitch by the game's part.
I think
Nady's
penalties are going to
really-
play a part here.
Oh, and
Beans
they
in.
really are going to
He's
play
going
a
for
big
the
pair, Grumpy
undercut.
Orange. We'll get Grumpy Orange and Dodgy side by side in the stadium section. Dodgy is going to go round the outside of Grumpy Orange. You'll have the inside for the final pair in the stadium section, side by side. Grumpy Orange makes it work through the outside. Dingle Dolphin runs wide on the exit. Scott comes in, Scott comes in.
All two
to
Renaults
get
side by
himself
side in the
off the
background as well.
And we've got everybody just kind of trying to create a snake down to turn one as they're all fighting for the dirty air, as it's going to help them with the straight line speed. Dodgy going to go up the inside, thinks better air.
Crafty's
Scott
been on the
Laney.
grass somewhere. He's dropped back and he's had a spin, or he's had a mistake and he's lost. He was with Gareth and SBH, now he's 5.4 seconds back and Maxwell is on his case. There was grass on his tyres as well, so yeah, Crafty's been off the track somewhere and he's got damage as well to his front wing, so he's hit the wall.
And Maxwell might not be too long in getting him here. Crafty's looking really out of shape here. Maxwell, just easy move there through the S's. Crafty does have some wing damage there, Mick. You're absolutely right in saying so. So Crafty, we're really going to have
Lofty
limited grip, and Lofty is in as well. Craig's opting to go for another lap once again, but I've been managing to just get in front of Grumpy Orange. Dodgy's starting to drop back for Grumpy Orange, as Grumpy Orange is really starting to kind of build the gap. Crucially, I thought he was just outside the DRS on there, but Dodgy had a really smashing final sector there, and he gets himself right into the DRS, and Grumpy Orange all the way to the pit lane just to make sure Dodgy's not getting any kind of slipstream, but Orange is going to get the slipstream over Lofty, who's just came out the pits, and he's going to have the slipstream down to turn 1. Dodgy getting really close under braking through turn 1 and 2. Scott Laney, you can see there, so it's McLaren Racing Point, Renault Racing Point, and then it looks to be Mercedes at the end of this queue. So a real train starting to form behind Lofty, but I feel like Lofty might just put away once the medium tyres get up to speed.
I really hope that I really hope that Russell's like a lap ahead of everyone, and I don't think it's going to sort itself out, as Russell is all over the road, having said that. In between the two Renaults at the moment. He almost hits the wall. I don't really know, but he is apparently on lap 11, while everyone else is on lap 10. Or whatever, so it's a bit odd. He's done
really
one
strange.
extra lap on his tyres than anybody else has. Coming into the pits as well.
And talking about tyres that have done one lap extra than everybody else, Craig's went for the overcut and has managed to retain his lead.
Dodgy on the
This seem-
inside of Grumpy Orange.
This is close, battling Grumpy. Parking it pretty much on the apex of turn 2. Dodgy's had to bring that racing point to a complete halt, and that's allowed Scott Laney an opportunity to have a wee luck at him on the run down to turn 4. Grumpy Orange resumes the racing line. Scott Laney goes for a wee switch, and to turn 4, does he really go late on the brakes? Scott Laney really looking like he wants a piece of this pie as well. So, and then there's SBH in the background as well, but he's pitted, so he's going to have fresher rubber in comparison to the three in front. So SBH might really be the one that has the strongest hand here, as he's going to get up close and he's going to have the most grip out of anybody. So Dodgy's really close to the wall there.
He got a little slide on out of there and was lucky not to put it in the wall. But yeah, Bean 2.2 behind Craig, who, he is RS leader. There's no two ways about that. Russell is glitched a lap ahead by a looks or something like that, as he's currently behind the Flying Lemon. And yeah, Flying Lemon's had to get out of the way of Russell.
And we've got SBH making the move on Scott Laney. Both of them have DRS, but SBH has burnt a good bit of his battery to make sure that the move was done into turn 1. Gives him a wee pinch on the outside of turn 1 and makes the move stick. Grumpy Orange loses the place to Dodgy as well, so positions chopping and changing, shifting up and down as we go. And Grumpy Orange crucially doesn't have a DRS getting into turn 4 there, as he has to settle for being behind the racing point. But SBH is going to go the inside into turn 6. He's not going to be waiting about. He's not want to be patient. He's going to be like, if I'm seeing an opportunity, I'm pretty much going to take that opportunity. And up into P6, which is P5, we're going to. I can just tell we're going to get that mixed up more times than the one occasion there, and it's purely just Russell's glitch on the timing boards for us. So I do apologise and hope that you can just please bear with us with that, as and when we go and feed you the information when we can. Looking at the field, like, I'm just pitching this to both of yous. I'm sure, like, Jody will be looking at the stream there as well. Is there anything out there that I'm missing? Is there anything that we need to kind of really jump on right now?
No, the 2 Ferraris swap positions.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Ferraris.
Russell, yeah, but Flying Lemon had to get out of it as SVH is about to make mincemeat of Dodgy and Scott Laney and Grumpy Orange going at it, but that seems like an easy move to me. Yeah,
3 places in 2 laps.
SVH is on charge at the moment. Hopefully, well, he'll be trying.
He's going for this. He wants to get podium.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a little ways to go for Lofty, but there is still 2/3 of this race, or just under 2/3 of this race to go. But yeah, Russell got past the Flying Lemon. Well, the Flying Lemon had to slow down, assumably because of blue flags. And then that allows Scott on the back of him in DRS, and Scott overtook him on the straight and made the move. But they are down in 14th and 15th place on the Ferraris at the moment. But yeah, it seems like
Baggy's fighting with Dingle a little bit. He's dropped back about a second. He was quite close.
Yeah, it seems like Russell was just getting well, everyone who Russell comes up to, he's getting the blue flag treatment, but he isn't near anyone who's ahead of the 2 Ferraris at the moment.
It's really like the grid looks really spaced out for what we're seeing. I'm on board with Crafty because he is closing in on Carl Smith, and this is for P11. Don't let the P12 fool you, lads and ladies, but it is definitely P11 they're fighting for. And Crafty's going to have DRS. And looking at ERS as well, look at the battery. Crafty's done a really good job at managing the battery to get his way by Carl Smith, and he doesn't even need a move into the braking zone. He does make easy work the move Carl Smith into turn 1. So Crafty making his way, making some gains. As we see Gareth getting right up close to Grumpy Orange. Grumpy Orange, I think he's kind of at that point where his tyres have maybe seen better days, as he's looking like he's just losing grip.
Just seeing the stream chat. Apparently 10 minutes till rain.
Oh, and that's the thing too now, isn't it? That's really something. That's something that we can actually stick our teeth into, because we know there's rain coming, as Gareth does make the move up the inside into the stadium section. Grumpy Orange turns in. Oh, he turns in. Oh, he turns in.
He does.
Grumpy Orange.
He's all over the road as well. This is holding up Gareth a treat. He does not want to be behind this McLaren for much longer.
Oh, and Grumpy Orange is in.
That is going to be frustrating for the Red Bull driver. I'd go double medium. If you have the tyres for a double medium. Scotland's gone soft, so maybe he thinks he's going to take those softs to rain, and so is Grumpy Orange. So I'll just eat my words then, but I'd go double medium just so the tyres are in still if the rain does come in next time.
Hate to break it to you, Max, but your word goes for now in this division. You just don't like as soon as you say one thing, they do the opposite. So it is really just, I mean, it is just one of the things we've seen it race in, race out this season, and it really has been very unpredictable in that sense as well. But as you were saying, Scott Laney and Grumpy Orange thinking the soft tyre really is going to see them into this wet period. But that's the question: is it going to be heavy enough for a switch to intermediates, or is it going to be a drizzle and it's enough to stay on the tyres that you're already on? It's really ominous. Like, we don't really know like what it's really going to be. All we are told is it's rain. Like, we don't know what it is. We don't know how heavy it is. We don't know the intensity. We don't know the difficulty. We don't know anything. in relation to rain, we just know it's going to rain. So
Yeah. Steve-O's under pressure here. As Dodgy comes into the pits. What will he go? Oh, I guess they'll just go like a normal dry strategy and go medium, soft, soft. I guess that's what they're thinking of doing. That's probably.
Crafty's closing though.
He is
Crafty's
closing.
closing big time, Mick. Sorry just to cut you off there. Crafty's going to go and try go the long way round as they make a wee bit of contact into turn 1. Steve-O's on the outside of 2. You have the inside of 3. Crafty going to have to settle to sit in behind once again. Steve-O's going to keep the car all the way to the left. Crafty's going to have the DRS, and this should be an easy move. Steve-O has to tuck in, and Crafty makes the move into turn 4, and Crafty's up into P8, and I think Steve-O went soft, so Steve-O's going for the double soft at the start, and most likely will jump onto the mediums in a couple of laps time. So about lap 20 will be his main, I think, will be his pit window, so he'll be pitting relatively soon, because I don't think the softs will last to the rain, especially considering that the clouds only really dominating the skies here. It's still, sun's still there, but we just know how quick the weather can change. We know how quick the forecast can just completely twist fate here in F1.
Yeah, I'm just going to buzz Scott Laney. He's got past Russell. I'm just waiting to see if the blue flag icon does pop up. He is on soft tyres, so should, or fresh soft tyres, he should be able to just sprint away from Russell. As Russell does actually dive into the pits, so again, I'll eat my words. So Russell's into the pits, so that means it's Craig on the track. He will come out probably 10 seconds or so. Come out ahead actually. But yeah, Craig is almost into the actual lead of the Grand Prix, with Russell pitting, coming out of the pits now. And he's obviously got a lot more pace than what Russell has at this stage. We will see what happens. I'll be interested to see what happens if there's a safety car, because I do fear the worst of those people who are actually right behind Russell.
So
There's only 2 cars at the moment.
in terms of this glitch, like, what exactly does it do? Oh, Dodgy's going to go for the move on Steve-O, sorry, we'll just like deflect that question for a quick minute there as we see Dodgy up the inside of Steve-O into the stadium section there, and that's that's Scott Laney, sorry, in the background there, getting ready to maybe get himself involved with this battle as well. This is the main battle on the track. It's the battle for P8, and it's Cal Smith, Dodgy, Steve-O and Scott Laney. This is the kind of main course of events that are kind of going on right now on lap 18 as we've just hit half distance. But what exactly? I mean, I've seen this happen plenty of times over the course of the SLR divisions, but honestly, I keep forgetting what the main consequence of this particular glitch is.
Well, I mean, at this moment, he's going to win the race. Steve-O gets back past Scott Laney. Well, gives him a bit of a squeeze on the straight. And Steve-O is back ahead for now as Scott Laney gets a nice switchback, and he should stay in 11th place. The yellow flag. Is that Ferrari? The flying lemon. Looks like he's made a mistake coming out the final corner. Yeah. Oh, that's
Just
a yellow
back to
flag for a
penalties,
McLaren
guys.
actually.
Oh.
Sorry.
Keep back on.
Yeah, McLaren's just
Oh,
gone slow. The Steve-O.
Aye, Steve-O's got damage. Front left end plate's gone on the McLaren. The front wing is damaged. You'll be nursing that car back to the pits. 9 laps off. It's kind of your pit window. Anyway, you kind of want to go about lap 9, lap 10 on a set of softs. Here, as we see Cal Smith speeding in the pit lane, and that's a penalty. Oh, and that's a penalty indeed for the Haas driver there. That's really not going to help him in the grand scheme of things. Looking at the front of the field though, we've got Bean 1.8 seconds behind Craig, and he's got an Alfa Romeo splitting the two. You can see Craig there just in front.
There's a real lap car,
car.
not the ones that Russell's been overtaking. But yeah, I think Russell's on the back of someone actually. And yeah, he just got past Dingle Dolphin like it was nothing. I know he's on fresher tyres, but Yeah.
Just going back to the safety car thing we were on about earlier. If there is a safety car, this could play into Gareth's hands. He's the only one that hasn't got a penalty, along with Maxwell. Could have certainly affect the outcome of the podium.
Yeah.
See, like see, if you have to talk about a driver in a particular skill, you would kind of like, in terms of penalties and how frequent you get them, I'd say Maxwell and Gareth are probably two drivers that they are really good job at, like, doing limitations on how many penalties they pick up. Like, they very rarely pick up penalties. Like, they're actually quite good at keeping their race clean. Like, I mean, there's a few bumps and graces along the way, but like you can't be perfect every race. Like, there's got to be some tracks that are a bit like tedious for penalties. But I feel like Maxwell and Gareth really play penalties into their strengths, and what Jody was saying, safety car can really bring them into the forge for the race win. Because I've not seen how many penalties everybody's got. All I know is they black and white flags at the end of everybody's names on the time board as a penalty for track extending, or a drive-through penalty, or speed in the pit lane, or whatever. Like, that is a penalty, so they'll have a time allocated to the final result time, and that could really shuffle the board.
It's right. He's
leave the session. We'll try and get him back in.
I was going to say, Bean is really going for it. Dodgy's right on the back of Crafty as well.
I'm on board with Dodgy as he's on board, as he's basically chasing Crafty down. Crafty's keeping his car all the way to the right, meaning Dodgy's going to have to go to the left hand side. Dodgy doesn't even need the braking zone at turn 1 to make the move work. He's already in front, and Crafty's just going to have to settle for sitting in behind. And this weather really isn't like shifting all that quickly.
No.
Unless I just don't have any real track of time, and 10 minutes is
no.
not even been yet.
I think it has been 10 minutes.
Sim did say a bit, a couple of minutes after that it's now saying 15. So I think the game was lying a bit, but it is, the clouds are starting to come in a little bit. So I'd say we're still a little bit away from rain, but we're getting close to that stage. Whether the drivers will make another stop or not is yet to be seen, but it's right, he's back in now, so it's good. But Bean has lost time.
And we've got Cal Smith up the inside of Scott into turn 8, and Cal Smith makes the move work. Fresh softs against relatively all mediums, and there was only one way that was going to go, and I feel like the softs really are going to start coming into play. Like, the soft runners are really going to start making some strides into their race, with Cal Smith, Grumpy Orange, Scott Laney, Dodgy, or really kind of eating into the gaps that they've got to chase. Russell's also in softs as well. UK Demons at the back on softs as well. So they're probably the drivers to watch out for at this stage, as we see Cal Smith trying to chase down Grumpy Orange. No quite close enough. Anything out there on the track that I'm missing out on? Anything there that we can see?
Russell is about to overtake Baggy. Or is he? No.
Oh, Baggy round the outside. Gonna go for the switchback. Baggy's keeping it fair. Baggy gets a bit of a wiggle on there. You can see the steering wheel getting put to work as Baggy fans going to have the inside of turn 4. Is he going to go later on the brakes, or is he just going to settle in behind? He's just going to settle in behind. I feel like that was probably smart. And that's going to... and Russell's run wide. Russell's run wide, and that's allowed Baggy just to slip on back through, and that's going to allow Dingle Dolphin a wee lock in as well. And while we're in this quiet phase, I'm sure I remember seeing earlier, unless my eyes did deceive me.
The agent of the session as well. No.
Oh, you've got a job on your hands.
Oh, no.
you're getting put to work, inviting the drivers back in. But I won't bother with Dingle Dolphin, who did ask Geordie to hype him up in the stream, if I remember. So
Did.
if you want to hype him up, feel free to, because we're on board with the now as we're seeing Russell and Baggy fans squabble over P14.
Yeah, I mean, Dingle, good bloke. I'm sure he'll be happy. Well, he won't be happy where he is at the moment, but hopefully for him, if things go as well in the next 12 laps and the rain's kind to him, he might be able to sneak into the top 10. Like I said, loads of penalties around at the moment, so we don't really know who's going to finish where. It will be interesting. I don't think it's going to be a case of who has got a penalty. I think it's going to be a case of who's got the most. And I think anyone realistically, from Steve-O downwards, could be in a chance of a point here.
Sorry, Jody, just to completely cut you off and change the conversation, but the rain's here. The rain is coming down.
It's
I've just
certainly
seen
And this is where the
I
fun
just-
begins.
SVH just coming to the pits. I don't know if that was AI or not.
Oh
No
no,
way.
he's
Hey.
going to get shafted.
It's even gone on medium tyres, so it's dropped down to 9th place, probably 10th, yes. And he's now joined back as this car's lagged back a bit, as it does when you rejoin, so that's a
Oh, I've
shame.
just spilt my beer.
And that is also a shame.
There's a rain
That's the biggest tragic story we've gone so far. Don't really care about the driver's disconnect.
no.
And Jody spilt his beer. And we've got a move. We've got a move, and it's the wrong driver. It's the wrong racing point. It is Russell. I've completely missed it now, so I do apologise to that to the
Russell's
viewers.
got damage.
But is the
You're right.
grip just fading away here? Is it actually just is the rain? Is it really coming down that heavy already that we're starting to see the drivers?
The tyres around here are pretty horrible as it is. I'm sure you know that. And the likes of Craig, Beans on. Oh well, Baggy's on 18 lap hold hard, so he's probably going to be all over the shop. Steve-O and Scott seem like they're going at it back at the back of the field. Yes, they're going side by side, and that is not where you usually see side by side. And Steve-O's round.
Oh, and he's spun at turn 8.
It's just
He's
hit
going to watch because the racing point, the Alfa Romeo, sorry, Demons is going to
Oh
filter through there.
my word! I didn't know where he was going.
Is it Demons? Oh, he's
No.
coming!
Oh my word! It's Lofty.
Oh,
He's
it's
lapping
Lofty.
him.
Oh, it's
Oh
Lofty.
my word.
Steve-O might have to maybe submit a wee defence statement there if Lofty's going to put that forward, because that was very
just
very
struggling.
sketchy.
I've got a funny
Everyone is.
feeling Baggy would be the first to yield. Go for inters.
Baggy's on the oldest tyres in the field, and they're hard tyres, and the rain's coming down. I
I
don't
think
he'll be
he'll
having the
go.
greatest
I
time in the
think
world.
he'll be first. Although Steve-O is pitting now.
Oh my god, a flying lemon and Steve-O. What is Steve-O doing? Yeah, he's going really slow. I hope he hasn't sped into the pit lane, but I don't think he has actually. But yeah, so
Right.
a flying lemon and Steve-O into the pits, intermediate tyres, but they're all the way at the back of the field.
Intermediates. Looking to be the order of the day for the Ferrari and the McLaren at the back of the field, so their lap times will be a reference to see if it really
Dodgy
is
on Maxwell.
time. On board with Dodgy, gotta go around the outside. Has the inside for turn 2. Maxwell gonna try and go for a switchback on 3, but Dodgy with that superior grip on the red wall tyres
SVH
gets
has
the
just
move
got ahead
done.
of Crafty and Scott Lane. Had to take a avoiding action by the looks of it. It's gone all the way off the track. Yeah, these softs seem to be a lot better in these conditions. Obviously, SVH is really out of the running for a top 5 now, unless he has supreme pace. Well, I'm assuming we're going to swap over to intermediates, but the rain's not really coming down because DRS is still enabled by the looks of it.
It looks to just be without giving too much away. It looks very similar to the race situation we had in Division 1, where it could just be a drizzle, but it's still not going to be enough for intermediates until the last possible moment. So I feel like the grip genuinely looks like it's still here. Like, the only people that are really struggling for grip are the drivers, that are on really old tyres. So it would be like your Sprightleys, your Baggy fans, your Beans, like people that have kind of really took these tyres the distance, and they've really kind of got the best of the tyres. I feel like they were the ones that feel the grip the hardest, or the lap grip the hardest rather.
I don't know if DRS has been enabled anymore, because I think Scott Laney is definitely within the DRS. I don't know where the selection point is, but he doesn't have DRS, but there's a lot of grip than you'd expect. Scott Laney's going to dart to the inside. No, he's not.
Oh, Scott Laney is going to try and make his way past Crafty. Crafty's on the medium, so Crafty really kind of putting his car everywhere he needs to. And Scott Laney will be getting a bit frustrated.
Some more in the pits. The rear there is Baggy Fan and Scott into the pit lane. They've decided
intermediates.
Intermediates. The intermediates are the way for them. Colin at the back carries on. Jay Geddes said SLR Dodge is going to get in the top 5, and he currently is 5th place because of the glitch from his teammate for today, Russell, but does have Maxwell behind him, who also was, I think, possible top 5 as Gareth was into the pits.
And, like,
onto the soft tyres. Oh no. Is the rain going to come down at all?
Like, and we've got Scott Laney coming down on Crafty, running outside into turn 1. Crafty's going to have the inside, he breaks that bit later, pushes Scott to the outside of turn 2. Crafty's Honda running outside, brilliant defending for Crafty there. And Scott Laney's getting a bit of a slide on there through the exit of turn 3. Crafty,
he's done well there.
Master flight on the brakes there, and he just extended the Williams run on the inside of turn 1 to make it that.
Maxwell's gone wide and just had his teammate through. Craig has officially taken the lead on the standings as Russell's in the pit lane for some intermediates. It's raining, but it's not raining hard enough. It's almost like it's at the crossover point, but you're probably going to burn out your intermediates at this point. We'll see. I mean, Bean has come into the pits actually as well and put on soft tyres. So is this rain really going to come down? I genuinely don't know.
It just looks to me, as we see Maxwell coming into the pits today, so is he going to come onto a set of dry tyres, or is he going to chance his arm on intermediates? He's going for intermediates, so there's a real split here. Like, we don't really know what tyre seems to be the best. The dry tyre, I want to look with Scott Laney as he's catching Crafty, and like, albeit that is like a slight deviance in grip, like you can see Scott Laney kind of just like sliding through some of these corners, but it looks to me that it's more down to the fact that his tyres are 13 laps old and there's no real substantial grip rather than the track getting wet.
So Bean is about 4/10 off the first 2 sectors, and that is Russell off on the intermediates. Is spun. It's still dry tyres at the moment.
He's going to have to watch. He's going to have to watch.
He's got out of the way. Baggy fans are getting lapped by SVH. He's got to get out of the way. I still think it's dry tyres, to be honest. His intermediates aren't that great. Look, Baggy fans around as well. The intermediates. His intermediates aren't.
Oh, there he is. I've just seen him there. I was about to say, as soon as you said Baggy fan was running, I had to I seen the yellow flags in the 3rd sector. Oh, and Crafty's got a bit of a slide on the exit of the final turn as well.
Lofty is in the pits and come out on dry tyres.
Oh, he's in the mediums.
There you go. I mean,
this is going to affect people like Crafty and Dodgy and Craig. Be interested to see what they decide to do from here. Especially Crafty, 19 laps mediums.
I mean, Scott Laney, Cal Smith, Grumpy Orange, Dodgy aren't going to make it to the end in any great shape. The tyres are going to be all over the place. I don't know who's going to win this Grand Prix, but I'd have to put my house on Bean at the moment.
And we've got
Yeah.
Sorry, we've got Scott hodding up Crafty and Scott Laney. That's allowed Scott Laney to get right back under the rear wing of the Williams, as it's Renault, Williams, Ferrari.
Oh,
And the
blue
Ferrari
flags. Oh, blue flags.
And that's allowed Scott Laney through. Crafty will be sitting with very choice words for the Ferrari there. The Ferrari is on the intermediates though, so like it is just a lack of general grip there for the Ferrari through the second sector there, and that's really allowed Scott Laney to just slide up the inside into P5, and Crafty will definitely not be best pleased with that as Dodgy comes into the pits.
I think we will be on intermediates at the end of this race. I can't.
You think?
I do think the track is coming to the inters at the moment. Being it is rapidly going to keep rapidly gaining, you think, on Craig. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, DRS is still enabled, so we can confirm that. I just think
Dodgy's on.
I have no idea. Baggy's out. In the pit lane.
Where? Oh,
by the looks of it.
All right. That could have been a potential safety car that really would have just like threw everything and the kitchen sink at the structure of the race so far. Scott Laney looking like he's just really struggling for grip. Gareth looks like he's still got a lot of grip there. He's got a little bit of grip. Scott Laney. He's still in the softs. Both these drivers still in the drives for P5, and that's.
I've no idea what's going on at the moment. But what I do know is SLR is really catching in the intermediates. Well, I mean, Dodgy has caught a second and a bit in about 2 corners on Scott Laney, but Bean is catching Craig at the same time. I genuinely don't know what's going on.
It really is just one of the races, isn't it? Like, we don't really know what's happening. Like, the field, honestly, in terms of tyre strategy, I've never seen it so split in my time as a commentator for this division. It is so split. Right, there we go. Completely just throw that out the window because everybody's back onto the softs at the bulk of the field. They're all back onto dry tyres. You've got Dodgy on intermediates gaining the place on Scott Lane. That's purely because he's in the pits. You've got Crafty, who's going to try to come out the pits, and no, he's not going to come out the pits, but he's allowed Kyle Smith just to go up the inside. Crafty just not get any real grip there, and you were saying quite rightly, being really eaten into the gap at the 8.3 seconds separates the top two.
Craig's
and
in.
Craig has left us way too late.
What was he going to go on to though? What was he going on to? Oh, he's on to intermediate tyres as well.
Oh, true.
Lofty is quite far behind, so can he keep that position? Dodgy has lost a lot of time now. I said it was going to come to inners, but it just doesn't look like it is. They're just skating around. It's been around. This rain's been here for ages, and it's not coming down at all. I mean, these are just the weirdest conditions to race in.
Oh, and Russell's disqualified. Sorry, Max. I keep cutting you off, but I've just seen Russell's disqualification right at the bottom of the screen.
Isn't that the second time in 2 races that's happened to him?
I think he got disqualified. In America, didn't he?
He retired in America.
Did he?
Yeah, he retired
Someone
quite
got
early on.
disqualified for too many.
Or
was
SPH?
It was SPH.
SPH did. SPH got disqualified. That's right. So he did.
Yeah, I think this is back to softs. As I say that, Scott has almost binned it. I mean, I don't even know anymore. I think Bean has won this Grand Prix.
What would you guys go
for? Chucks it down.
I would have. I mean,
I think you'd have to wait until DRS was disabled. I usually, yeah. You'd have to just absolutely wring the neck out of the car and try not drop it into the barrier, which is quite easy in these conditions.
I would probably have to agree with Max, and I'm purely just putting this out of last night's race in Division 1 when I was there, but like when we had this exact same situation happen, I went back onto the softs. I went for the dry tyre, and then it got really bad at this stage in the race. So like I would probably do the same as Max. I would probably wait until my engineer would tell me right, it's at least Inter's now, so come in, DRS is off, can't use it, come in, get the green tyres on, and then go back out and race. Like, I feel like your engineer coming through to say, when he says, oh, we've got a new tyre strategy, that is kind of when you know that the crossover point is
a flying limb is
chosen
in the wall,
past.
and he's out.
And that's at the Dingo Dolphin. I'll scroll through so we can see what's happened, because he's the first person to come up to it.
I was just on board with Lofty, and seeing what his progress was. And yeah, just ahead of him, really far down the corner actually, just kind of just lost it. Just showing how hard it is to get the power down. As Gareth is all over SCH, I think he's going to dart down the inside at turn 6, is he? Or kind of dart down the inside.
Oh,
really?
Crafty's got another penalty.
Oh, Gareth is sliding.
My
Sorry.
word. There's no grip.
Sorry, Jordan, just to completely cut you off there, as you were
That's
rightly
all right.
saying, Crafty's got another 5-second penalty there for
It's just not
speeding
been his
in the
day.
pit lane. Aye, it really hasn't. Crafty has really had one race to forget, and I think it might be intermediate time, because Gareth is
on the border.
he's coasting. He is coasting.
I think Craig lost about 3/10 on this lap to Bean. So essentially, Craig has thrown away the win, but I don't know how much tyres he had left, to be honest, because he's on that 20 lap old medium. So yeah, I think he was probably fighting a losing battle. But yeah, as long as he doesn't drop it or anything, he should come home in P2. As Dingle Dolphin is also retired, then that is in the pit lane. So unfortunately for the Renault man. Yeah, I mean, I
If
think
Gareth
Crafty
can
will
keep
get a
hold
point.
of this, if he can keep hold of this, he could be in a really good position here for a podium.
He needs to get on with it.
He certainly does need to get a move on. If he can keep hold of
double lockup.
these tyres.
Having said that, it's
Wait.
treacherous conditions.
He can, like, he's not even full throttle in the wee straights. It's really like greasy conditions
I
now.
think
Like
it's
the soft
intermediates.
tires just can't cope. And I think the intermediates really are going to start coming into the rain here, but it's just that wee bit too late. It's what Martin Brundle likes to say, it's a day late at Aldershot. Like, it's kind of
What's going on down at turn 1? Oh no, I think it's Dingle Dolphin's car coming out of pits. Turn
I'm going
3
to jump
now.
on. I'm going to jump on board with. Oh, as Dingle Dolphin does retire, he's on the exit at turn 3. But it really has. Like, I wouldn't.
So
I'm not
Crafty
gonna.
has now been lapped.
On you go. Crafty was fighting for
I just realised
like
that.
P5.
And I think Grumpy Orange has been lapped as well. 2 McLarens. Steven's been lapped twice by Bean. But yeah, the intermediates are the tyre of choice now. It's just can Bean bring it to the end, because Craig has caught a massive amount of time on this last lap.
It really could be a matter of nip and tuck through the final stadium section, but I think Bean might just have it here as we'll ride on board through the final sector for the final time here, as you'll see the grandstands in the stadium section illuminate with confetti, red, white and green for the colour of the flag,
So
but it's going to be the colour of navy blue. He's just got the final corner. I think he's maybe just got enough in the tank, but it's going to be the Red Bull, a Bean, that wins in Mexico, and the championship takes another twist as Bean inherits the race win there. I think inherits probably the most respectful way to put it, because Craig did lead and pitted really late for intermediates, but he'll still take P2. Don't really think he'll complain all that much.
I think Dodgy can still get a top 5 here. He's closing down SVH. It's going to be a last lap move. It's going to be dangerously close as Lofty now comes around the final corner.
We'll watch Lofty come through. We'll watch Dodgy coming, because there's SBH. He's right there. SBH is going to have absolutely zero grip. Dodgy's going to get it. Jody, you're going to get this right at the death as he goes up the inside. And SBH just get absolutely nothing to defend with. Oh, and he's getting so out of shape.
No,
And Dodgy,
all depends on penalties when they cross the line. Is Dodgy going to get top 5 on the back of the grid? He is.
Oh, he is.
Well, SPH has got
Oh, he
a
is.
weird timing.
Well, there we
so I
go,
haven't said
boys.
that.
There we go.
God, SPH is a whole 1 minute 46,
Yeah,
man.
that's a bit of a timing glitch on that one. So maybe we'll never know.
Oofed. He is getting shafted now. Like, I
He
believe how many
should-
penalties he had.
It should
Jeez,
be
Scott
minimum
Laney's joined up.
P6. Scott Laney has gone up into
This was sick.
P6. Well, I'm assuming that's going to be P7 because, well, luckily for SBH, Grumpy Orange was a lap down, so he didn't actually go too far down. But yeah, Scott Laney up into P6. Well, driver of the day votes into the chat, but I think we know who that's going to be. Lofty on the podium, and I think Riggs, I got the podium right. So yeah.
Aye. Well, Ken, what? You can go and day Division 2 in Brazil if you want, because I can't be bothered with you. Yeah.
I don't think we can complain. I think Dodgy wins driver of the day for that.
Aye, definitely has been.
And I can't believe I got it right.
Like, it was really like nip and tuck stuff, like the wet weather conditions, the intermediates. It really did just kind of like fall into your hands right at the death. But I mean, take them when you get them, I suppose. Definitely want to kind of sit and have your bragging rights on. But it is going to be Bean taking the top step of the podium. It is the championship takes another twist here in Mexico City, and it's going to be Craig and P2, so the two championship protagonists really fighting this one out at the front of the field. Lofty rounds out the podium with a strong drive to the P3 position. Kind of a bit of a quiet race after the final stint there. Like, he was really kind of like just a no man's land for most of that. Same with Gareth. Quiet race in P4. Don't think he'll really complain. No strong points for the Bulls. They'll not be complaining too much. It will help them in the constructors. Dodgy back of the field after a mistake in qualifying. Sees him take P5. Jody called it. Jody said that he was going to get P5 for the back, and with only a few corners remaining on the final lap, Dodgy was able to pull off the masterclass there to get himself in a decent points hauling position. Scott Laney, same again, was one of the later drivers to cross the line, ends up in P6. Maxwell started 8th, up 7th, quiet race for him. He'll be not having any complaints about that. Cal Smith, SBH and Grumpy Orange rounding out the top 10, and Grumpy Orange was lapped in that race as well, so he'll still get a point. We are going to get...
I think SVH will get P6 because he had 6 seconds of penalties to Dodgy's 3 seconds, and obviously, well, Dodgy took him anyway, but he didn't have a load of penalties, so whoever's behind him, Scott Laney, at the end, the next car behind him was quite a distance, so yeah, SVH should be P6 after that, once they've sorted that out. Looks like Dodgy's going to get driver of the day, as we said. Owen says up the balls, which is a nice typo from Owen there. I'm pretty sure he meant up the balls, but as in Red Bulls, but he's put up the balls. Yeah, well done, Owen.
Stay classy.
I think you're just going to ride with that. Next we'll go on to our podium interviews. Yes, so third place. Oh, make sure you've ticked your box in the party chat first so that we can all hear you. Yeah, third place man, Lofty, and well, I mean, you had great qualifying form, and yeah, it turned into. It was, well, I mean, treacherous to say the least at the end. But on the podium, you must be chuffed with that.
Yeah, well chuffed. Spent all week giving it a good practice, been on paternity leave, so thought what better way to to spend my time.
Don't worry about the baby then.
No, she's good.
Yeah, congrats, by the way, mate.
Thank you very much. Well done to you boys.
Yeah,
It wasn't nice towards the end.
Yeah, just talk us through those, well, last, whatever it was, 6, 7, maybe on the 8 laps, or how did you get through those?
Describe it as Bambi on ice. And you literally just get slower and slower. I think my last lap was about 20 seconds slower than my fastest lap, so yes, it's not nice. And every single corner, you're just hoping you don't hit the wall.
Yeah, that was
Especially,
treacherous.
yeah, there was a Ferrari spun out, a turn 3, I think it was, in front of me, and I was just like,
Yeah,
oh no,
I spotted
here we go.
that. I spotted that while you're going past. But I mean, it was just a matter of, well, if you had
Surviving.
enough talent, I suppose, on the track. No disrespect to everyone else, but yeah, you have to be pretty good to keep it on the track at the dry tyres at the end, especially when this last lap in particular was definitely intermediate tyres. We saw with how much Craig was closing down Bean and Dodgy obviously overtaken on the in the final,
Yeah.
just no grip on that last lap. So, but yeah, well done for keeping
Thank
it
you very
pointing the
much.
right way and you're on the podium.
Well done,
so.
you boys.
Yeah. So on to second place driver Craig. Yeah, I mean, it was obviously you were stayed out for a long time on those medium tyres, but yeah, it just wasn't your day today, I suppose. It took us through that one.
Yeah, I think the gamble never paid off. Like you say, I tried to take them mediums. I think they were 78% by the time I came in. But yeah, fair play a bit being today. I don't think there was a lot between us today in terms of race pace. But yeah, I should have pitted when he pitted, and I never. But yeah, that was about it really.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you had another lap or two, you probably wanted to have a lap or two. You didn't want that race to end
No.
because you were on the right tyre on that last lap. The rain just didn't. Well, only came on the last lap. So.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well
I mean,
done, the podium sitters.
P2, obviously down to P2 in the championship again, and looks
Yeah.
like you and Bean are gonna be at close quarters for these last two races. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. So on to our race winner then. Yeah, I mean the soft tyre swap done it for you, just about. I mean it was a bit treacherous at the end. I mean it was probably the slowest finish you'll ever have in your racing career, but you won the race, so you can have a huge sigh of relief at the end of that. We'll talk us through that one.
It is a huge sigh of relief as well. I can't even talk. The beginning of the race, I got Craig going into the first corner, and then Lofty was on the outside. We had a bit of a wheel bumping session. I mean, nothing intentional, like. I mean, but then just trying to catch up and overtake Lofty, show some great pace, and I used everything to get past Lofty, and by the time I got past him, I just couldn't recover ERS or anything to really put any pressure on Craig, and it was just basically hoping that he got some penalties or made a mistake somewhere where I could really get on his tail. But and then do we stay out on the mediums? Is this rain going to come? And then just coming into, I think about 5-6 laps to go, the rain just started coming in the final sector. And I went another lap, and fair play to the Bulls party that was in, Owen and Ranga. They did well. Owen did really persuade me in the end to go in and put the softs on and take a gamble. So that's what I did. And then when Craig stopped out, I was like, okay, let's chase him down then. Let's see if he can make them last. And to be fair, if he'd have pitted, he'd have won that, no problem. I think again, I've gained on luck or gambling, and Craig definitely had the pace today, and Lofty had some good pace. So congrats to them. But yeah, I think the gamble paid off for me.
Yeah. So yeah, that is literally it. Just you have to be on the right tyre at the right time. And yeah, I mean, who knows what the right tyre? Who didn't really know what the right tyre was at that point? But I guess
Not
it was
Jeff.
being on those softs. So yeah, hectic, bizarre finish to a Division 3 race. But yeah, it was a thrilling finale. I mean, it was just, like Lofty said, Bambi on ice. But yeah, well done on the win, and well done on all of you for finishing that race on the podium. Over to you, Riggs.
Just want to say well done to Dodgy as well. What a drive that was. P20 to P5. That's well done.
Yeah, well done, bud.
It was
Really well done.
it was a strong shout for driver of the day, and he ended up winning it in quite a dominant fashion. It was honestly, he managed to get P the final sector because he was on intermediates, and that was when the inters really kind of started coming into life, and the dry tyres really just kind of fell out of favour. So, but I mean, let's not take any credit away from him. I really showed after a qualifying error, but definitely a worthy driver of the day. Nomination there for everybody in the chat and for yourselves in the podium chat with us as well. But I feel like I mean, I just want to apologise for the technical difficulties we had at the start of the session. We completely missed the start of the race because it kicked us barefoot, and nobody could get us back in because you were all focusing on the lights and the starting of the race and everything else. So I'll just kind of like break that sad news to you now before you go back watching it and wonder where the start is. So we came back in about lap 5, and Russell was leading for like missed it by like a minute, and I was like, alright, so something's clearly went wrong, but it did seem to filter through and sort of sell out as the race went. The condition really did prove to be just really kind of throwing a span on the works, and that's what really made it interesting, because they really looked like they knew what tyre was the right tyre. We've seen such a split in tyre choice, and it looked to be the dry tyres for so long, and then like the final 2-3 laps it looked to be maybe intermediates were the preferred. But it has been Craig and Lofty as your podium, and I
Yes,
want
I
to
got it
extend my
right for the first time
congratulations
ever.
and Merckx actually got the podium prediction right, which is the first time in Division 3 because we always get it wrong. But I just want to congratulate the 3Es for very strong, consistent drives once again, and a podium result for each of these. Strong points haul as well in the championship. Kicks and gets itself into gear once again as it takes another swing as we head to Sao Paulo in a week's time. Once again, it'll be the penultimate race as we go to Interlagos, the famous Brazilian Grand Prix circuit, in a week's time. So that's going to be Saturday, the 12th of December at 9 PM GMT, normal time, normal day, and we'd very much love to have you alongside. And if you're no quite ever the Mexican yet, you can tune in tomorrow at 7 o'clock GMT to watch the Elite Division tackle the 36 lap circuit. I just want to thank Merckx and thank Jay Geddes, because Jody joined us as a Ted Kravitz type role for the race as well, so he was here as well if you're wondering why you heard a third voice in the stream. So he was there with us as well, which we very much enjoyed his company, and the door's always open to have him in once again for the final races as we cover the championship finale. I don't really have much else to add other than that, other than to round it up, and we very much hope to see you in the next stream.
One last thing, Geds, get
Alright,
your connection sorted out, mate. We want you on the track.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, Gidders.
And I think that's where we'll round it up. It's been Riggs, Merckx and Jay Geddes on the commentary. It's been Lofty, Craig and Bean in the podium, and we'll catch you in the next race in a week's time.